Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Open Dunia, I'm Tim Blight, and welcome back to the series of Sydney Explorer. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you right through the heart of the city, the downtown, or the CBD, Central Business District as locals know it. And we're starting today at the ANZAC War Memorial in Hyde Park. The ANZAC War Memorial was built in 1934 to commemorate the sacrifices of the First World War. Inside, an eternal flame burns 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Down by Elizabeth Street is Yinin Madameri, a memorial artwork dedicated to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who have served in the Australian Defence Forces. At the other end of the gardens is the Australian Museum, which was closed for renovation when I visited, and a controversial statue of one of the first British people to land in Sydney, claiming it for his country as newly discovered land, despite the fact that there was a thriving population already here. Hyde Park is a real playground in Sydney, a place to escape the city for a bit and relax in gorgeous surroundings. Hyde Park is bisected by Park Street, and I'm now heading to the northern side of the park, where we'll find the Archibald Fountain and St Mary's Cathedral. St Mary's Cathedral opened in 1835, but it burned down 30 years later. Construction began on the current building in 1868. It opened in 1882, but it wasn't completed until 2000, when the two spires were built. Next door, Hyde Park Barracks is a former army barracks, which you can take a tour of. And across the road is the quaint St James Church, dwarfed among the skyscrapers. One of Sydney's oldest and most upmarket department stores is David Jones. In Sydney, it's divided into two buildings. There's a men's section and a women's section. On the basement floor of the men's section, there's also an amazing food hall, which I'll take you to now. Across the road is Centrepoint shopping mall and Sydney's iconic Sydney Tower. This is the entry point for the observation deck for one of Sydney's tallest buildings, Sydney Tower. Let's go. The next major shopping outlet across is Myer, while outside is Sydney's central shopping precinct, Pitt Street Mall. There are other places to shop around here, but none quite as vintage as where I'm about to take you. The Strand Arcade is one of Sydney's oldest shopping malls, dating back to 1891. And now out onto George Street, the city's main artery. As you're walking around George Street, you'll notice that a lot of the shops are very modern and there's lots of contemporary brand names. But as you're walking along, look up, because you'll also see lots of old buildings, advertisements and hoardings for the businesses which originally set up on this street. And I find these buildings much more historically and culturally interesting. From here, I'll head back into Maya for a minute and under George Street to my next stop. The tunnel under George Street from Maya has brought me to the Queen Victoria building, which is a landmark heritage-listed shopping mall right in the heart of the city. I used to love the elevators in this place. When I was a child, they weren't even automatic. There used to be a lift operator who would operate the machinery. The QVB, as it's affectionately known, is full of high-end retailers. If you're here at Christmas time, make sure you see the giant Christmas tree in the lobby. Upstairs, there's a posh tea room, and outside it, a piano that anyone is welcome to come along and play. Outside the QVB is Jet, an eatery open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Across the road is the excellent workshop Espresso, and behind it, the Galeries, a shopping mall with more than just a few Japanese brand names. This is where I'm stopping for lunch at Sushi Hotaru Sushi Train. Now, back on the road. Dominating the centre of George Street is Sydney's landmark Town Hall, where the city's government still sits. On the Town Hall's website, you can book one of the tours, which are held here occasionally. And on the tour, you can admire the elaborate interior, the performance hall, the modern council chambers, and the basement, which is said to have been built on an old graveyard. Some council workers report seeing ghosts in the Town Hall after hours. Another part of the basement is used for storage, although with public access, for old development models for the city. Past St Andrews Church, and we're heading into one of Sydney's entertainment precincts. Behind World Square, there is a cluster of Korean restaurants, cafes, salons, and grocery stores in an area becoming known as Koreatown. And a few blocks to the south is a similarly themed Thai town, where you can get lip-smacking authentic cuisine and some of the most spectacular desserts I've ever seen. But I've already had lunch and I'm nearly done for the day, so I'm headed back to the QVB for a spot of afternoon tea in the most civilized surroundings I could imagine. If you'd love to have tea here, give this video a like, and if you want even more, subscribe. Next week I'm doing Surrey Hills.